Right now, we're going to be going over the rejection proof mindset map. I'm Daniel Jacobson. I've done a ton of sales and I am the MindFit mentor. So I got my PhD in performance psychology, and this is what I love to coach and teach. So dive into this with me right now, and I promise you, you are going to get something out of this. So, as I'm talking about promises, I want to go over three things with you: proof, promise, plan. The proof is I work with so many reps that they close more deals, they get more revenue, they're overcoming rejection, and they get into modes where they're able to get into flow states, get into the zone, and do so many cool things with psychological skills. Now, because they overcome rejection, this is one of the things that we teach. Now, the promise that I have for you today is that the rejection proof mindset map is your bounce back blueprint. In the next 10 minutes, I'll show you how elite closers regulate their state, reframe setbacks, reset their edge in less time than it takes to scroll on Instagram. Okay, and the plan is we're going to go over the 4 emotional triggers that sabotage your confidence, and I'll walk you through a 3-step ritual that is rooted in science, so psychology, physiology, and faith that you can use today. Okay, so and if this resonates with you, I'll go ahead and show you the entire MindFit method. But first, we're going to go over into this. Now, you don't lose deals because people say no. You lose it 10 minutes after when your identity starts to spiral and you shift and you just lose all confidence. Okay, so rejection isn't what kills most sales reps. It's the emotional drag that you don't know how to reset. You take 5 no's before noon, and suddenly you're struggling with mental fog. You're not able to think properly. You start to scroll. You doom scroll on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, or you start to play games like Clash Royale, and you just get really distracted, and you're not focused on your goals. That's not what we want to be doing here, okay? Top closers, elite closers, my reps, the people that I work with, they think differently because we've trained their brains to think differently. Now, I love this quote by Nick Saban. Okay, so we all have 5 choices in life. 1, we can be bad at what we do. 2, we can be average at what we do. 3, we can be good at what we do. 4, we can be excellent at what we do. Or 5, we can be elite at what we do. And that is what we'll go over today, is how to become elite, overcoming rejection as a sales rep. Now, you have to do special things to be able to do this. So this is a special thing. This is a psychological skill that people like Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Kobe Bryant, Michael Phelps, all these elite level athletes, they had access to a sports psychologist, a performance psychologist, which is what I am. So for you nerds out here, this is this is a bell curve showing the distribution of average. In order to be elite, you need to do elite things. Okay. So top reps, they just overcome everything so much faster. So these are the 4 triggers, the 4 things that you can notice that get you into a bad state. 1 is you start to think I'm not enough. Your identity becomes, oh man, crap, I'm not made for this. I'm not a top sales rep. I really should just be doing something else. And you downward spiral into your identity. 1, I'll say this, is identity is one of the highest leverage tools that we have to become who we want to become. And we can talk more about that and identity and how you can use that in the story you tell yourself. So 2 is the comparison spiral. You watch the top rep close back to back to back deals, and it makes you feel small all of a sudden, right? Or you watch somebody else in some other company doing amazing, and then suddenly you feel tiny. I was just at the Parade of Homes, and I saw some massive, like, $10 million, $15 million homes, and, like, kind of made me feel small of, like, oh, man, I don't have tens of millions of dollars, but you can't think that way. So you just kind of got to overcome it, and I'll give you those skills. 3 is a dopamine drain. So it's where there's this drain here, okay? You think, like, oh, man, I'm just going to take a break. You start scrolling on Instagram. You start taking breaks. You start not taking things seriously, and one scroll becomes a half hour of wasted time. You're distracted, over-caffeinated, and you're not present. You're not focused. And 4, the potential trigger that can derail you is spiritual disconnection. Okay? And you start to think, like, I don't have a why. There's no reason for me to be doing this. And it just spirals downward again. So, how do you overcome this? I do this through what I deem the reset ritual. This can be used for elite level athletes, sales reps, whoever you want to do. Okay. But for you guys right now, it's sales reps. How can you use this in sales? So we're going to go over faith, frame, and focus. Okay. And I really like these here. So when you frame something, you can literally shift your perspective and the way that you see it, which is super vital to what we're going to be talking about. Okay. And then a laser is my go-to for focus. The difference between a flashlight and a laser is focus. And so we need to become lasers. So, but how do we do that? How do we use some psychological skills to be able to do this? So, first step, 90 seconds of just breath work. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to breathe in really deeply through your nose. And when you get all the way up, inhale a little bit more, suck that pressure into the top of your head. Do that like 4 to 5 times, and you're going to activate what's called the vagus nerve, which gets heart and brain alignment, which is going to help you think more clearly. You'll activate your prefrontal cortex. There's a lot of cool things that happen there. And then just have your own mantra. Have something you say. Mine was, I'm a winner, calm, cool, collected, confident. I am powerful, persuasive. I'm a sales rep. So you can make your affirmation whatever you want. I'm called to lead, not retreat. I got this. I believe in myself. Come up with some kind of affirmation. And then I like to think of a scripture. I'll read a scripture. Obviously, faith doesn't have to do with Christianity or any kind of like religious faith. Faith is also just belief in yourself. But for me, it's a Christian faith. And I'll read this verse really quickly. And the Lord is saying, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. That's so powerful. And just trust in God, trust in yourself, have belief, and go out and work hard. So now we're going to get into step 2, which is framing. You don't think of rejection as a punishment. It's refinement. You're learning. You're getting better. You're developing skills. And the one thing that I teach my clients is gratitude shifting. You can take literally any moment, anything that you're struggling with, and you do what's called a gratitude shift. And you can do this with anything. Right? You can think like, oh man, gas is super expensive. No, don't think gas is super expensive. Be grateful. Be like, I have a car. I have the ability to live in America. I'm assuming you're in America if you're watching this, but I have the ability to I don't know how to make gas, so somebody else makes the gas for me. So I have the opportunity to have my vehicle to be able to drive places. And so you can do little shifts like that. And the worst case is shift back to your breath, to your body, and what a miracle it is that you can breathe, get oxygen in your blood, and your heart is pumping, your brain is working. There's so much to be grateful for. So just think about little things like that. And then step 3 is to focus. Now this is to get redialed right back in there. I kind of skipped over visualizing your comeback. We can dive deeper into that in other trainings, more visualization techniques. But that's beyond the scope of right now. So step 3 is to be able to focus. Now, the body, so I always say your psyche is determined by your body, your physiology. Your physiology will determine your psychology. And so move your body, do what's called a Superman stance. Get your shoulders back, roll your chest, roll your shoulders back, puff your chest out, get excited, do some push-ups, like get the blood pumping. And blood pumping in your muscles will help it get into your brain more, and you'll be able to think better. And so there's a lot that happens when you start to move. Drink a lot of water, be hydrated, very obvious thing here, and then shake it off like water off a duck's back. It's one of my favorite things, water off a duck's back. Ducks are hydrophobic, and so when you watch water pour on them, it just washes right off. So be like a duck and let the water wash off your back. Now, the bigger picture here, now I told you I was going to show you a little bit more about what the MindFit method looks like. This is only a part of the mindset portion, okay? You can see there is so much more that we can go over. Don't get overwhelmed by this, okay? If you want to learn more and dive into this, there is an opportunity to do so. And let me pull this up really quick. Okay, if you want to talk about it a little bit more, so just so you know, I'm an elite level performance coach. So I'm getting my PhD in sports psychology and the neuroscience of performance. So I'll be able to help you hack your brain, get into different things. These were my shoes from when I was a door-to-door sales rep. So I love sales. I love getting into it. I love the grind. And I want to work with you. This is a little bit more proof, okay, about reps and people and clients that I've worked with. Some testimonials. People have been loving it. I've coached multiple golden door reps, which just means door to door sales reps that hit really high level, elite level goals, and yeah, just the likes and helped with relationship. There's so many different things, but right now it's going over how to overcome rejection. So if you're ready to go from all this emotional chaos of not understanding who you are, losing yourself spiritually, then that's what I'm here for. So we're going to go ahead and you can book a call. And there's a link below. I want you to book a call, and we are going to dive into some personalized training for you, some things that we can go over, how we can make this psychological stuff apply directly to you, because I don't know you, right? You know you better than I know you, so I need to get to know you a little bit and go over some of these things. And I want to ask you, what if this changes everything? What if this is something that you're going to be able to say, man, my burnout became my energy, my doubt turned into clarity, and I finally hit my potential and I just feel good about what I'm doing? What if it could do that for you? And what if it could do only one of those things for you? So go ahead and book this call. It's completely free. I'd love to chat with you. Thank you so much. I will see you on the other side.